to say, when he finally got a chance to stand here and look at the exhibit, he started crying because there was a piece in the exhibit that reminded him of when he got shot. So this has been curated in a way, and shout out to my co-curator James Cole Rodriguez of 1,000 Words. That's the homie. Hopefully he'll be on here sometime real soon.
Shout out, Cole.
You know, we had a two-pronged attack to this. So it's literally from the feet up, because this originated as a sneaker exhibit that when I pulled Cole in, it became the kind of thing where we collaborated on everything from the feet up. And with installations and everything in between, like the boombox, like, you know, the small installation that shows you how we used to clean kicks, to shout out to Ralph McDaniel's video music box, VHS cassettes and the VCRs over there. You know, all the different things that are here touch on so many different people's emotions and memories that now in this bigger space where we are, we get to really kind of tell those stories in a more elaborate way. It was fun for us to do it originally in the small 30 by 100 foot space that we had. But when the Port Authority said, all right, so we want you to extend this, we're going to give you another couple of months. We had already had so much going on, Cole and I, that we actually lost a month, because this should have actually opened in the early part of August, when we finished on July 31st. They were like, no, we want you to move it upstairs immediately. But we were like, no, look, there's so much more to this that we're gonna have to take the time to curate and do. You know, talk to Prince and you guys, and you know, become not just someplace where you showcase the days gone by, but actually create content and full ownership of the stories. That's why it's important for me to be on here again today, because the content and the context behind why this exists and all the things in here that exist, that's what's the most important thing to ownership of the stories, because there's all kind of people who are going to pass by this in the tens of thousands, and everybody's going to have their own different perspective on why this exists, own rationale, even when they read the sign up there. But it's only through the articulation and through sitting here and having these real experiences as brothers in a society of hip-hop, as you say, Prince, that we get to put the real definition and context behind what's here. You know, like you were getting ready to do with every piece that's up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a spirit in you that allows you to go ahead and tell that.
No doubt.
It's your life. You know what I'm saying? It's our lives. So it's important for us to be here in this space, not just to have this stuff on view.
Well, for you to give me the opportunity to have this, you know what I'm saying, up on this wall at this environment and this, you know what I'm saying, opportunity in these public eyes, I appreciate it.
But you know what's important? You know what's important for me, Prince? No screenplay writer ever writes a movie where he's the star of every role. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And for those of us who are storytellers, none of us should ever look to tell a story just from our own perspective. We all know too many dope people out here. Too many. We all sitting here. We in this room. You know what I'm saying? We out there. We watching on social media right now. There are so many dope people we all know.
Yes.
And there was a time in this thing where nobody would celebrate nobody else's dopeness. Everybody was just in their own corner and they wanted to be dope by themselves.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
I've never lived my life that way in this game. It has always been, when you tell the story, who are the cast members that you get to tell that story the right way? You know, for a long time, we Flatbush Brethren, you know, all the connections.
No doubt.
So when it was time for that opportunity in 2018, when it's time for me to do Capsule, you got the call, you was like, word? I was like, son, yes.
Exactly.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like a surprise.
You know?
Yeah, I was. Because that was another step that I never seen. I just know about stage, going to Japan and teaching dance class. That's what I know about what I've done to.
And you were sharing your experience.
To at least keep my craft alive.
Right.
I always wanted the opportunity to bring it back home. And he gave me the opportunity, and then knowing the kind of things he's done prior to, like in Brooklyn Museum exhibits and stuff like that. Like, I know the type of influence he has when he curates something. So for him to put me involved in it, I was blessed. You know what I'm saying?
And you know the interesting thing? The Brooklyn Museum experience actually taught me and gave me this sense of urgency over the ownership of our story. because as many eyes as were on that high profile as the Brooklyn Museum, we are Brooklyn folks. You know, there's a bit of significance there with us being Brooklyn folks. So we like, yeah, all right, this is, and I told the Brooklyn Museum staff, I was like, if I'm not involved in this, me being who I am in the sneaker world, if I'm not involved in this, you're not doing it right. I know something's gonna get done the wrong way.
Right.
And they said, well, we hear you. What role would you like to play? Here's what we need. And I played that role. My partner D, we played that role. You know what I'm saying? But it also, you know, that's right, shout out to D Wells. So we learned from that we need more total control and ownership over our narrative. Because you're dealing with museum politics and you're dealing with art foundation politics and all of that, that when you are someone who grew up in hip hop like us, that's not us. We don't play those games. Art foundations, museum politics, where that at? So we played that part to the fullest when we, you know, were on that team for the Rise of Sneaker Culture exhibit. But it also taught us that if we're really gonna like really break out like the big guns on the storytelling, being able to pull like how we have in here a 32-year-old Dapper Dan original.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been staring at that shit.
Yeah, what?
Like, you know, pulling out a boombox, an original boombox from the 80s. You know, sneakers from like 88, 87, 86, like original joints. Without the politics of having to worry. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And they know it's the original because, yo, it was a dude that just passed. We was setting up shop and he came like, yo, I want to buy that radio.
Yeah, he said, I want to buy the radio.
Crazy. Out of nowhere, man. Like,
you know, when we tell the story the way we know it should be told, those are the kind of emotional reactions and spontaneous reactions you get.
Right.
When it's told with a certain level of politics involved, it's being told from this introductory level where it doesn't come off as so raw and threatening.
It gets
to people.
diluted. It's put through a filter, and people treat it a certain way.
Right, and that's not us. That's never been us. You know, we've come up from, you know, you and I from Flatbush or just Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, wherever. There were a whole lot of raw circumstances around the stuff that we were doing. And I don't think that it's fair. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to tell the story and leave all of that out all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's part of the problem is people want us to tell these stories and leave out the raw, gritty stuff that inspired us to do all of that in the first place. You know? So we're curating this exhibit, you know, to be honored and blessed to have images in here from Ernie Pinnicali, Jamel Shabazz, Martha Cooper. You know, Jeanette Beckman just dropped something off. You know, Henry Chalfant. You know, to have the blessing of folks like the Cold Crush brothers in here.
Facts.
And you know,
D.
Latin Quarter, shout out to Paradise. You know, Latin Quarter, X-Clan family. First Priority Music.
Yes, sir.
April Walker.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Podcast.
Real. All day.
You know, Low Lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's you know, 2 L's up to y'all. Salute.
Thank
You know, it's so much important love in here that many people have tried before to tell these stories and they get, you know, they get this situation twisted where they feel like it's okay to dilute it. You know what I'm saying? So from now till September 30th, this is here till September 30th. We got 1 month.
Yes.
We originally had 2. But like I said, we needed to take that 1 month time off to actually take the right steps to curate this. I mean, there's an original Mystery of Chess Boxing poster from the original release over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cole. You know, his brand, 1,000 Words. He has these well-curated T-shirts up in here. Latin Quarters tees, Kiss FM tees.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
classic. Yeah, the
he's a
troop
master.
Jackets and all that.
Troop is in here. Yeah. Shout out to Troop and Ewing.
Yeah.
You know, athletics. My man Dave Goldberg over there.
DMC came through.
DMC came through here for real.
Exactly.
For real, and put it down. Milk D was in here.
Factual.
For real. You
real.
know,
That's real.
Like with love. Like not even on no. Yo, could you please come upstairs? It's like came in and was like, yo, what?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's how you get when you step in here. If you from that era, the era that counted.
But this is the dope shit that's gonna go on in here. So, you know, you guys are gonna be recording a couple of episodes of Been There, Rock That in here, which is important to me. I need people to know that. It's important to know that Been There, Rock That had to be in here.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing classic hip hop movie nights in here, starting this Friday at 7:30, and then every Friday for the rest of the month. So we got Wild Style coming up this Friday. We got the Mystery of Chess Boxer next Friday. Had to do it. We on the Deuce, right?
Yeah, all day.
And you know, that was Cole's idea.
$3 movies.
You know, that was Cole's idea to do, you know, Friday flicks on the Deuce.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So every Friday we dropping those. So
Flatbush used to go to the Granada.
You know, or the Kenmore. Or the Kenmore.
Facts.
You know, or the Albemarle. Let's call it out. Come on, let's call it out now.
For real. Or go downtown, had the Duffield. Now it's a church.
There you go, Duffield. There you go. So, was that church or a hotel?
No,
It's a hotel now.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, but it was important for me to let you guys come in as well and be part of, because content creation is also an important part of this.
True indeed.
So the fact that you guys are here is a blessing, man. Thank y'all.
Thank you. I mean,
welcome.
It's totally aligned with what we do. We try to document these stories, so.
I almost fell
Well,
down, but I don't want to.
Yeah, don't break that crate, yo.
It's not, I'm on shaky ground right
John
now.
Beatty and good, man.
You want to switch? You want to switch? You want to